Welcome. In this video, we will talk about how we can use personality assessment. Before using a personality assessment, you need to know what kind of model this assessment is based on. And as we have seen, the most prevalent model of personality is the Big Five model of personality, or the trait theory of personality, or the psychometric model of personality, or the factor analytic model of personality. These are the same thing. There are other instruments based on other models of personality, like there are some instruments based on humanistic model of personality, cognitive model of personality, behavioral model of personality. Psychoanalytic, there are very rarely used in occupational. There are some instruments based on biological model of personality, but then they are very few and they are not very prevalent. Most prevalent are the one which are based on trait theory of personality or Big Five model of personality. So before using before using an instrument, you need to be very sure about to what extent you can rely on the score which is given by the instrument as being representative of the true level of the person on that particular personality characteristic which the instrument is measuring. If it is measuring a range of personality characteristics, then for each range, for each personality characteristic, you need to know the reliability of each factor or each score which is presented. Now, this reliability is little trickier than assessment of intelligence, because what happens in assessment of intelligence is that the intelligence is defined in more or less precise manner. So it is defined a set of, let's say, different abilities which basically share something common and they work together, and then you have an intelligence score. So the meaning and interpretation is quite straightforward, not as straightforward as in many measures of physical sciences, but within behavioral science it is quite straightforward. Now when it comes to personality, then that is not that straightforward, because first problem is that what is the boundaries, what is the limits of extroversion, what is the limits of openness, what is the boundaries of openness. And with openness it's very tricky, because openness by definition is lack of boundaries. So it's like asking what is the boundary for lack of boundary. So you see how complicated it could become. So the most effective way of assessing reliability is that you look at the test-retest reliability provided by the test developer, because the idea is that in 3 months or in 15 days, in 20 days, the person's personality is not going to change. So if a test is administered, the same question on the same person today and after 15 days, it should have roughly the same score. Now there could be little variation depending upon how the person is responding, but that variation should be very, very less. So what standards recommend that for any personality test, you need to have a reliability score of more than 0.75. So if it is 0.75, it's very good. Now this is, I'm talking about test-retest reliability. Many psychometric test developers don't report test-retest reliability because it is very expensive to conduct test-retest reliability study. Imagine that you are a test developer, you developed a test, you got it standardized through following certain process, and in that process one was to establish test-retest reliability. Even if you hire 100 people and ask them to take your test twice, there are very, very less chances that people will actually agree to take the test twice, same test.
Sound వస్తుంది ట్రైన్
ట్రైన్ కాదు ఏదో 7 వస్తుంది.
మరి వచ్చినప్పుడు చెప్పు.
బయట ఎక్కడ వస్తుంది?
బయట ఎక్కడ వస్తే ఇక్కడ రాదా? నీకు వినబడుతుంది అంటే అలా క్యాప్చర్ అవుతుంది.
Pause it.